Good afternoon. I'm Nadia Rochefort on Centennial Sports. I'm here with Peter Bojarinov. So lots to talk about today. We're going to start at the top of this show talking about the Jays. It's been a rough week for the Blue Jays. To top it off, they just announced that George Springer is is on the 10-day injury list. So can you talk to me about this, Peter? How can they replace him?
Man, first off, the injury it's a tough one. We saw what happened last Saturday with him coming down with that sprain. They thought it was the ankle. Now it's the knee, as Coach Charlie Montoya said. 10-day DL, a grade 1 knee sprain. Oh, man. So they don't even know what's going on. They don't know if it's day-to-day or week-to-week. And if it is week-to-week, man, I don't even know if they can recover. We see how they've been playing already. They're like 4 losses of the last 5 games. Springer's been out for like these 4 now. They've only won 1 since he's been out. It's really damaging. They're hurting this top of the roster. He's the starting guy to start everything off with the home runs at the beginning of the game. They're obviously replacing him with Marcus Semien for now. And in the outfield, of course, it's not going to be a big of a shift. Obviously, moving Randall Grichuk to center instead of right field, shifting guys around. Teoscar is going to get some chances probably in center field, and maybe even Biggio's coming back. We got Craig Biggio. I'm naming his dad now. We got Biggio in there, so they're going to be in there rotating as well. And of course, they've called up Otto Lopez to replace. So he's going to be a bit of a utility guy who can be in the infield and the outfield. But so I think defensively, I think they should be fine. But offensively, Springer's been great. Of course, we saw what happened at the beginning of the season with his quad injury. They replaced him with Semien there mostly, and they were doing fine. But now that Springer, when he's been back, he's looked great. What have you thought out of Springer's game so far?
Yeah, I think he's definitely come to play, and he's ready to step up. He's one of those players who's always been like that. Although Teoscar Hernandez as well, a leader there. He's obviously come off this week with the Player of the Week, 2 hits in the last game. Like he's holding his place as part of the team. So hopefully he'll be able to really step up as well and help the team.
That's a great call out, Nadia. Teoscar Hernandez, Player of the Week. And interesting enough, he's following Springer, who is Player of the Week, back to back, and then he comes in and has his great, week. So we're hoping Teoscar keeps it up. He's been phenomenal. He's hitting 500 in the week, and great job by following up 14 for 28 for him and 10 RBIs last week. So he's been great with 3 home runs. And, of course, Springer, like I said, it's going to be tough to fill his shoes. Big contract. They brought him in, and he's been off. So I just don't think it's going to be enough for the fully replacing Springer for the whole long run going into a playoff run, Henry, right?
I mean, they said that they don't know the severity of the injury, so it is a left knee sprain. Now we know that. We know that it's no longer anything to do with his ankle. What's detrimental, though, is that they don't know much right now. We know he's out for 10 days for sure, and then it's going to be reevaluated tonight before the game by the Nationals doctor. So we'll have to go from there. But I guess Charlie Montoya needs to come up with the plans. They already seem to be used to readjusting without him there, so we'll see how it goes. Going off of that, how are the wild card chances looking right now?
Oh my God, you're talking to the wild man himself right here. Man, it's been tough. Like we already mentioned, they have been struggling, especially with Springer out. They are now 4.5 behind the top 2 in there. That's like the New York Yankees and Oakland Athletics, and the Boston Red Sox are obviously above them too. And they're all playing pretty steady right now, whereas, of course, the Blue Jays are now 4-6 in the last 10 with those 4 losses of the last 5 games. So it's been tough. I think it's really tough sledding. They're not playing well, and we've all seen that bullpen. That bullpen looks atrocious, right? It's just Brad Hand has been not handing them any help coming from the bullpen.
Yeah, the struggle is real, that's for sure. But what about these Bo Bichette and Guerrero? Like, aren't they going to help the team advance or at least try and hold on?
We've all seen this time and time and time again at the All-Star break. The guys that go there come back, and apparently they don't have a great second half. That's exactly why did this have to happen. It's exactly what's happening with Vladdy. It's exactly the same thing. He is struggling phenomenally since an amazing first half of the season, a phenomenal winning the MVP at the All-Star game. Great home run. He played fantastic. They all played pretty good at the All-Star game. They all had hits. They were all great. Bichette, Teoscar, they were all phenomenal. And now Bichette's been average at best, and Vladdy is just really struggling here. And you hate to see it. You can see his timing. His timing just looks off. And when you're off, and then you can see that timing off, it's not helping the team at all. So you got your big man, your highly offensive best player not playing well. Springer's out. We don't know how long, of course. And now they're trying to go for that playoff run. I don't know if they can make the postseason now. I think it's a real struggle. But if they can get a few things turning their way, if they can somehow get some more support from that bullpen. We know the starters are doing pretty well. Breos has been pretty good since he's been there. Manoah, other than his last start, he's been pretty good. Ryu has been phenomenal. The starters are there. Just we need more of that consistent offense and some help. Please get some help from that bullpen.
So sum that up with a quick yes or no. According to you.
The answer is no. Right now, the chances of them making the playoffs, I would say we're at a 32%, I would say. And that means no from me.
That's a very precise number. Thank you for that.
Do you want a podcast that gives you up-to-date information and depth analysis on every single team weekly? Well, check out Jablam Sports Hockey. We're on JablamSports.com. As well, our podcast is all on all podcatchers. That's Jablam Sports, Jablam Sports. We've had guests from Dennis Bernstein to Ardo Cal to James Sabalski to Paul Romanuk. Come in, check it out. JablamSports.com. And subscribe.
We're moving on to the top 5 Olympic moments for Team Canada for the Summer Games. So for number 1, I don't know what your opinion is, but it's come to conclusion that it's the gold medal match that has just been won by the women's soccer team in Tokyo.
Phenomenal. We've talked about it last week and time before of all the great matches that have been happening. And this run by this women's team was phenomenal. I didn't see it happening. We saw Megan Rapinoe with her comments, right? When Canada got defeated, she was angry. There was an uproar on Twitter. Everybody was angry with her comments. I was fine with them, though. How are you? How are you with her comments?
I mean, I have no pity for sore losers in my life, so I mean, she could take it. Like, all that matters is that Canada shows up when it matters, and we definitely did.
Oh man, Captain Christine Sinclair. Oh my God, I met her in person. Like, when you see her, the aura of Christine Sinclair on the pitch is just. She looks larger than life. I saw her in person. She's pretty tiny. She's phenomenal on the game, and she scored the biggest goal in Canada history for soccer. Right? She scored the biggest one. In the penalty kicks. I in the penalty kicks, it was a great goal there, and I thought it was a big. It was crazy what happened. Everybody was on the edge of their seats during the penalty kicks, and that was huge.
Yeah, definitely. So moving on, number 2 performance, Penny Oleksiak, 7 medals.
Yeah, I can go on about Penny and what her accomplishments are. I think she has to be considered one of the greatest athletes in Olympic history for Canada, for sure. The greatest swimmer. What I want to talk about is, should they rename Dundas Street Oleksiak Street? Or maybe Penny. Penny kind of works, being Canadian, right? Penny Street? Renaming Dundas Penny Street? What do you think?
I mean, I definitely go for family names because, like, she was raised by her dad, her mom. Like, it's a family thing. So I'm all about representing the family name, the hometowns, all that.
Jamie hasn't done enough, though. The hockey player hasn't done enough to compare it. She's in the shadow of Penny.
But understand that she's only been at 2 Olympics so far. So I think that she has a lot more in her, more Olympics to come. She hasn't been a flag bearer yet. There's a lot of things for her to come. So I think that things will happen, whether there's a facility, a swimming facility named after her, streets, whatever. It will come without a doubt after what she has done in these past 2 Olympics. So top 3 performance, Grasse winning 6 medals out of 6 Olympic races.
He is phenomenal. He is outstanding. Just watching the relay, the men's 4x100 relay. Oh my goodness, 7 strides behind. They were in 5th place. There's no reason they should have a medal right now, but they do. They have a bronze. Thanks to Andre de Grasse.
Update to that. They've now been moved to the silver medal because the British sprinter has been disqualified and suspended for doping. So now we have the silver.
Oh, my goodness. That's awesome. Silver? Woo! But what we're going to talk about in a second in the 5th place, we'll go back to that. So let's go to number 4.
Yeah, no problem. So we have number 4, Damian Warner's Olympic record with 9,018 points in the decathlon.
He is the world's greatest athlete. That's the title, right? They give to decathletes. But 9,018 points, insane. Only 3 decathletes have surpassed the 9,000 point mark. I don't know how you put all these numbers together with all the different things that they have to do, but it's darn great. I don't think I could even get 100.
Yeah, the previous record holder was Ashton Eaton from the USA, and since he's retired, Damian Warner has definitely stepped it up, and for him to set this record at the Olympics, something that Ashton Eaton didn't do, phenomenal. Very proud of him. Very proud that he's Canadian. That's for sure.
We got to start waving the flag in here. Where's the flag? Why didn't we bring the flag? Damn.
I mean, I'm wearing it on my heart. That's all that matters.
We all are as Canadians.
Exactly. Okay, and the final top 5 Olympic summer moment would be the 4x100 relay Golden Boys in 1996.
Nadia, you name them. You can pronounce a couple of them better than me, right?
Yes. Jonathan Bailey, Bruni Serin, and the list keeps going. Phenomenal runners. Obviously, the Jonathan Bailey era, we're going to not talk about that in this specific situation, but it was definitely historical. What they did for track and field for Canadians is unseen of up until then.
25 years ago. Man, I'm getting old. 25 years ago. They did it. But the funny thing is, going back to the boys that just got the silver for us now.
It was close.
0.01 difference. They almost beat it. They still have the Canadian record. Those Golden Boys have the Canadian record. Our silver boys with de Grasse and them with Aaron Brown, Brendan Rodney, and Jerome Blake finished with 37.70. And, of course, the Golden Boys, 37.69, the Canadian record, two and a half decades later. Man, time just flies by.
Well, it's interesting to see, especially with like the changes of the equipment, the track, the technology. In Tokyo, the times were astronomically fast, and a lot of speculations are also because of the track, how it was built, the material, how it rebounds, how it responds to the spikes. Also, the spikes being something that their technology is a lot better than what it was 25 years ago. So, what's your perspective on that? Do you think that like there should be like, without a doubt, that the team this year in Tokyo should have done better and beaten that record that the Golden Boys set?
You're right. Athletes just get better and better and better, and if they want to be considered in that same frame zone of them, they have to be that much better. Because even at the time, the Americans were winning medal after medal after medal in those races, 14 of 18, and the Canadian team broke through and won that gold. I remember that so vividly when I was a kid. And these guys, you know what? They're great as well. They won silver. They're amazing, but they can't match those guys.
Definitely. Okay, so I'm going to switch topics quickly. 30-second answer. Messi. Heart-wrenching press conference to say goodbye to his fans. Is he set up in a better position to win?
I really think he is with Pierre Saint-Germain, PSG. I really think that this is a bigger platform. It's a bigger platform for him. They have bigger superstars now. They have more money, obviously, to spend. So I really do think he's set up for success.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. That's all the time we have. I'm Nadia Rochefort, Centennial Sports.